Yeah, g'day. I'm Kristian. I'm down here in southeast Queensland. I like to get out and do a bit of spearing. Dad of one with another one on the way. Not young, not quite old yet, I guess. But yeah,
It's not like anything else. What about spearfishing before the retreat? So you've recently jumped on and done a 1770 retreat. Uh, only what, two months ago?
time flies, but yeah, about 2 months, I reckon.
Okay. Where were you at before the retreat? Like, what was your trajectory as a Spearo?
So very shallow. So I very, very shallow. Like stand up and walk if you see something you don't like. Basically jumped into it. The algorithm sort of drove me a bit from the live fishing to the spear fishing. Brother-in-law was really into it. He's up in Yeppoon now. So, I'm seeing all his reef fish he's getting. We get over to Moreton quite a bit for anyone who knows the area, Coringal, nice flat area. So grabbed a gun, sort of all the basic gear, but I was, I think I said 2 to 3 meters, but most of the time it's like 1.5 meters. I'm being, yeah. You get flatties and whiting and brim and that, but that was sort of the limit of where I was comfortable at the time.
I think that's a cool place to start because you get a real sense of the bug. You're shooting yummy fish, and you're having fun, and you're not too intimidated. It's like a gentle way to start.
Oh, it's super gentle. Like, yeah, very, very relaxed when you're doing it there, but it's good, but that's not all you want to be doing.
Yeah.
Like, great place to start. But once you start shooting fish, you're like, oh yeah, there's something other than a flathead laying on the bottom, 1/2 meter under me would be nice.
So you're doing this the flathead safaris, I call them. And
yeah.
When did you come into contact with Noob Spearo? How did you find out about the retreats? Walk us through that side of it.
I started just absorbing content online 6 months before I actually jumped in and bought the gear and all that. The Spearo podcast was obviously one of the big ones. So I do a bit of driving. Always like listen to a podcast. And so I've listened to many hours of actually with other blokes. So it's always funny when you talk to someone that you've heard like hours of. So that was definitely a big part. Just other like online, like Instagram's a great one. They always pump stuff out. And then basically you do your research. That's sort of who I am. I'll do a bit of research before I try to invest in too much, or because it's not the world's cheapest sport to get into. Obviously, you still got to spend a bit of cash up front. So yeah, again, just research. Then you start trying to figure out where you are as a beginner. Then you look around and you go, oh, wait a minute, what's this? There's a Australia retreat going on. Oh, that sounds pretty good. And yeah, one thing leads to the other, and listen to a few more. I think I tried to book into the Australia retreat, but missed it. And then the 1771 came up, and that sort of, really got my interest. But as far as the actual retreat, it's money well spent. I guess you do need to decide if you're serious about it, unless you got a lot of money and you just want to do it for fun anyway. What you get out of it, I mean, there's a free diving aspect to it. And I mean, that's a qualified course in itself, right? I felt pretty cool. Got my little card. I'm the only one who bought the physical card, but I was like, oh, stick that in my wallet. Probably never get asked to see it, but you're getting like nearly one-on-one time the whole time with the amount of instructors you have there. There's me and another bloke, and we're with an instructor basically the whole time. So it's nearly one-on-one, like the course for the whole duration, which is pretty special, I think, when you're doing something like that.
Was there any like one thing in particular that made you sign up?
Honestly, with my age and now my sensibilities, it was that if I was going to do it, and I really wanted to do it because I had so much fun, just like the shallow stuff, I want to do it safely. And I think that was like, there's a really good spread of people on the course, but there's also quite a few older guys too. Plenty of young guys and girls as well. But I don't know, I speak for myself and maybe a few of the others, but me doing something like that where there is an inherent risk, whether it be shark or depth, like shallow water blackout, is something that I wanted to know that I was doing safely more than anything. And like everything else is an amazing bonus, but it's no good if you can't go out and dive safe. So I want to get back family and kids. So that's always, part of it.
2 follow-up questions then. One, do you feel like the retreat was safe? And did you learn the safety? And do you think that spearfishing is safe after the retreat? Like, is it a safe sport?
Yeah, look, as I said, there's inherent risk. It's more risky than line fishing, like no doubt. You're underwater, you're operating with a gun, you throw sharks in the mix and everything like that. But I never felt unsafe on the course whatsoever. First real time diving with sharks, they're just reefies, but wasn't sure exactly how I was going to react, but everyone else around really calm. I think that vibe sort of just goes through you. So yeah, feel heaps safer, heaps more confident. Like if I jump out now with the brother-in-law, I know what I want to talk to him about. Like, this is what I do. I want to hold up here, have a bit of breathe up, then we go down. I don't want you going down before I'm, giving you the okay, that kind of stuff. So yeah, risks in everything, but the way we learnt to mitigate those risks on the course, really.
Sick. So you feel like
Yeah.
it's something you're going to keep doing?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've already off my next gun.
What is it?
Well, I'm going to try to stick to rollers, but it's going to be a 110, probably Rob Allen, either a snapper roller.
Oh, nice.
Just try to keep it going.
Yeah. Look, I think a 110 snap is a real good gun for where you're at for a lot of stuff. And you can shoot a big Spanish mackerel with that gun. And then you can also shoot brim and whiting, and it'll be a laser in the shallows as well. That'll give you that versatility. I would say the next gun after that, maybe looking at a 120 Timberline if you want to start doing some of that more 1770 reef, open water diving for maybe more pelagics and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. If I find myself doing a few more trips up north, particularly like with the brother-in-law and all that, be another gun already.
So you listen to the podcast, you listen to the retreat podcast, you probably had a fairly good sense of what you were in for. You're on the ground versus reality in your ears on the podcast driving. Was it different? Well, like, walk us through that.
It sort of was fairly close to what I expected, I reckon. And I was going in there with pretty high expectations, to be honest. Even from the group text message, it sort of started like there was a bit of banter. Everyone was really chilled. A bit of a piss take already started before we sort of met each other. But really, it was that no ego. Everyone was there, full throttle, and everyone just seemed to be there for the right reason. Good people, really chilled environment. It was definitely what I was expecting, which is awesome. That's what you want when you go there. And I went in with like high expectations.
So good. I'm going through the photos from the trip right now. I just wanted to pull up a photo of you with that delicious big trout that you managed to shoot. That was a pretty cool photo. Were you stuck to get that on camera?
Oh yeah. It was like, at first I didn't think I was going to get it. So thanks to Scotty. So here's my teammate there, and he took the first trout because it was his gun, and he handed it over to me next, and he spotted an absolute beauty. I was with T1 that afternoon session. And I did my first dive down at it. I sort of just bailed halfway. I was like, oh no, it's way too deep. Can't get there. I was sort of talking to Tom Scott, and they're both going, no, it's only 8 meters. You're diving 10 easy before. So I'm like, okay, 8 meters. In my head, yep, I'll go do it. I get down there, line it up, bang, away we go. And I come back up, boys are taking care of the fish for me, because that's just how good they are. And then, he's like, oh yeah, that fish was actually at 12. Yeah, so there's obviously a lot going on in the head. But again, great crew, and everyone I speared with was, but yeah, getting that fish is pretty stressful. It's pretty stoked. So good trout.
Is that it there?
Yeah, that's it, tucked away at the back there.
Yeah, in the middle here. It's a donkey trout, I tell you. What an easy 2 kilo. And then Scotty's got another trout there, and T1, Tom Sandstrom's got that red throat there.
There's an awesome little afternoon session. We're only looking for the good stuff at that stage.
Yeah, nice. So high expectations. Did you have high expectations of yourself? Like, what were you expecting of yourself on this retreat? Were you expecting to be able to dive to 12 meters?
Well, reading the requirements, I was hoping to get to the 10 and just be able to say, yeah, I've passed. But I didn't think I'd do it easily. I thought it'd take a fair bit. The breath hold, I was pretty happy with that. I think we spoke about like me having asthma. and all that. And I was like, oh, how is that going to affect me? Is it going to stop me up? But I was pretty stoked with what I could do there. So I don't know. I went in with low expectations of myself.
The breathing side of it, being an asthmatic,
Yeah.
walk us through that. Has it changed the way you breathe and think about breathing? Like, just give us an overview.
Definitely with the diving thing, for sure. In general, like, doesn't mess me up too much in general. It's not like I'm having attacks or anything like that, but I'm on a preventer or the rest. But I mean, the biggest thing about the breathing was actually figuring out what a full breath was. Like, previously, when I'd be trying to dive, I'd just be trying to suck in as much air as I could. Chest is super uncomfortable. You're like a balloon trying to get down, kind of thing. So just learning, like, oh, this is what a full breath is. You walked us through it. That made such a difference to what was a comfortable dive and how much you could actually hold. So, yeah, that was huge.
Just isolating, the different stages of a breath, it develops that mind-body connection. And all of a sudden you start to think, oh, this has unlocked a little bit of stuff for me here.
Yeah. And I don't think I was the only one who was going, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like when we were standing doing that exercise, you can see a lot of people where it's just sort of clicking, especially when you got that sequence right and naturally, just like, oh yeah, this feels real.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you surprise yourself with your breath hold? Were you happy with what you achieved?
Yeah, well, I was trying to do a bit of like practice before, but not any sort of structured practice. And laying down at 9 after a bit of meditation, I could get to like 2 minutes, completely still in bed. Like if I can do 2 minutes in the water, like a minute 50, I'll be stoked. I think I did 2:24 or something like that.
So good.
So that was, I was really happy with that. And some of the people were doing just like amazing dives and breath holds out of the group. It was awesome to see. All of a sudden, you know what your body's doing a lot more and what the signs mean. So that made a huge difference as well. Because you can be down there going, gets in your head a little bit. Oh, no, wait, I'm not getting any of those warning signs yet. I'm still okay. I need to stress. I'll just cruise up. Don't need to panic about anything. So, yeah, definitely.
People in your sphere of influence, have they seen some of your photos from the trip? Have they asked you questions about it? What's that been like?
Yeah, definitely. Shown to anyone who asked or doesn't ask, basically. All the group chats, so they got bombed with it. Family group chats, go through all that. So, father-in-law was away on a swaying trip at the same time we were out there. So, start comparing biggest trout. Had him, but he had a couple of reds. I got another mate who absolutely loved to go on one as well. And even like the in-laws, the brother-in-law, like I'd love to get him out on one of those sailing trips after I've got a little bit more diamond under my belt.
Yeah.
I reckon that'd be something he'd just like, we're even talking about the beginner's one, but he's a bit more experienced. So
to be honest, Kristian, the sail and spear trips are really accessible for where you're at right now. You get paired up with someone or with a group of people who are all similar level. And this is not a sales pitch at all, by the way. I'm just simply saying like, it's a beginner friendly trip. I would say if you've done a beginner retreat, it's actually exactly what you want because it's just more time in a target rich environment.
Yeah.
With that, no ego, but you've got a guide there as well, giving you more feedback, but you're not really doing any classroom learning. It's all just spearfishing and talking and laughing. Don't feel like you have to be at some super high level. If you're ever not sure, just ask. But like we had a girl come out on that sail and spear. She'd never shot a fish before, never done free diving, never done anything. We had to teach her everything. Now that is not ideal, all right? Because there's so much to learn, as you know. You're better off having done a beginner retreat and then you can make the most of it. But in saying that, the first fish she shot was a red throat emperor in like 2 meters of water. So
does that become everyone's first fish? What's going on?
I don't know.
Well, they would be hard to get.
They are hard to get. It took me ages.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah. Would you recommend a beginner retreat? You've talked about your friends and family. Obviously, you've been telling them about it. But
yep. If you're thinking about it, it means you're in that headspace already. If you're like me, you scout through reviews and try to listen to everything you can about it. But I reckon you could have picked anyone who went on the retreat we're on, and they'd be telling you the exact same thing that I'm telling you, which is if you're in that headspace, you're starting off, it's worth every penny. Find the time, find the money, and do it.
The retreat in 3 words?
welcoming because everyone was. That group that was there of instructors, they're pretty tight knit. I mean, we were laughing shoulder to shoulder. It was super welcoming, not just the instructors, but everyone else. The next one was rewarding because it was being able to do all those things to get your freediver's cert, getting the fish. Awesome. Like, that was great. If you put it in, there's fish there, you'll get fish. What I got was super rewarding. And the last one was epic because the whole thing put together was just awesome. So many laughs, especially that last podcast. I was just sore from laughing. Some of the fish that came on were like awesome. So just like, epic fish, epic people, epic laughs. The weather was stupid. I don't know how you keep jagging it, but apparently your last one was good too.
Yeah, not as good as this one. This one was like 0 to 10 knots at worst. It was most of the time more like 0 to 5.
It felt like 20 meter visibility. That was awesome. And just go and do it, everyone. If you're thinking about it, you're listening to this, you're halfway there, just do it.